All right, what is up, Utah fans? I am sure you guys feel exactly what I do right now. I got to tell you, I was watching that final kick, and I knew in my head that I was going to feel really, really good or really, really bad in the coming seconds. And after it happened, I felt really, really damn good. Fight on, USC. You're just not going to be able to fight us. You know, it's what a game. Utah goes to the Coliseum without their quarterback and beats the front runner for the Heisman race. And I would say outside of the end where we got too conservative with the play calling, Bryson was just the clearly better quarterback out of those two that day. I mean, what in the world? If you guys are hyped about this win, smash that like button. I am on fire. I am feeling so damn good. Comment down below in the chat. Seriously, follow along with us, guys. This is going to be a ton of fun. We're going to talk about it. I'm also going to go ahead and drop in the chat the link for the StreamYard to hop on if you guys want to video chat with us and, you know, kind of share the experience. Car Wash Channel drops a $2 super chat. Thank you so much, dog. I appreciate that a lot. So much fun. Let's bring on the guys. Let's bring on the Digest crew. If you guys aren't subscribing yet, make sure you do. You know, we put out a ton of content. All right, first, Brian Ankrum. And then we got Larry Pilgrim. Go Utes.
Go Utes.
Go Utes.
Hey, one of you guys, it sounds like you're not plugged in with the mic or something. I can hear myself. I'm guessing the people watching can hear it too.
It's not me. I'm on my phone.
Let's see. I'm going to take you off for a second, Larry, and see what it is. All right. Yeah, it's Larry. Larry, it's you. If you're watching, we can't hear it anymore. You might need headphones or something. Brian, while we're waiting for Larry to get that figured out, man, how are you feeling, dog?
I was so stressed out. Well, first of all, I'm feeling terrible because, as you all know, I messaged y'all this morning. I woke up sick as hell today and nursed myself to the point where I could watch the game and probably didn't do my body any justice. And then to add that stress onto it, I don't feel great personally, but I feel amazing. How about that victory against USC? Hey, what about this? We got O and double deuces, Lincoln.
Yeah, 4-0, dude. So cool. Oh, and Eric, go Utah from South Carolina. Another super chat. Thanks so much, dog. We appreciate it a ton. It looks like we got a guy that wants to hop on and share his thoughts. Anasazi, how are you doing tonight, man?
I'm doing good, man. What a game. What a game.
What a game.
Oh.
What was your favorite part of the game, dude? What impressed you the most?
I shouldn't be having these type of heart palpitations.
I was saying it too, man. My heart was pounding through my freaking chest for 2-3 minutes.
The grit with the boys kept to their guns, exposing USC's weak defense, using the guys that are good, keeping the guys in, Barnes trusting his ball, and Barnes, oh my God, what a hog. What a hog.
Dude. Bro, we have a private group chat between me and all the Digest guys, and we were going off. We just all game we comment in the group chat, and I was going off on Twitter too. I mean, Bryson Barnes impressed the crap out of me. This game made me really believe that he is a guy that can lead Utah to a conference championship. I don't know if he will yet, but does he have the potential to do it? Hell yeah, he does, dude.
Oh yeah, absolutely. This kid's good. He's got a great leadership mindset. He knows how to duck the ball. He knows how to throw. And I did not think I could ever see a bigger hit by a quarterback since Travis Wilson.
Are you talking about where he lowered his shoulder to get that extra yards there? Yeah, that was freaking nasty, dude.
Dude, he freaking lit up Zion Branch, and Branch actually went off the field after that play.
I wouldn't doubt it. I would have had a concussion and having to put a life insurance claim on.
Anasazi, anything else you want to share about what you love from the game?
No.
All right, awesome, man. Well, hey, thanks so much for coming on, and come on next time too. Have a great night, dude. Whew, how are you, Brian? I mean, aren't you just electric right now? Looks like Larry might be good again. Larry, same thing, dude. Brian, are you hearing that too?
Are you guys good?
Yeah,
I don't know if you were. I stepped away from the bar a little bit more. I'm at a tiki hut at the Hilton in Cocoa Beach, and that's it. We ever play USC, I'm paying for the room again.
Dude, you did it.
You know what it is? Larry, you go ahead and just talk. For some reason, we're getting a ton of feedback, so why don't you go for a little while, and then we'll bounce you so we can talk again. Go for it, Larry.
All I can say is Sione Vaki. My goodness. That's it. Sione Vaki.
No, he might be a god. All right, go ahead, Larry. We can hear ourselves.
Yeah, I was.
Just talk for a while and let us know what you think.
Man, it was crazy. I had to. The bar got quiet for me for the kick. The whole bar quieted up for the kick, and then it went in, and the whole bar was like screaming for me. So it was cool.
Larry, do you want to go for a little while? Because if you don't, we can't talk while you're on.
Okay, go ahead, guys.
All right, hey, dude, thanks for coming on, Larry. Have a great night, man. Cocoa Beach. Yo, gotta love Cocoa Beach. If you guys don't know, Larry Pilgrim, for the past 2 trips where we beat USC last year, Larry was with his wife or his girlfriend. I don't know if it's his wife or his girlfriend in Cocoa Beach, but they were out there in Cocoa Beach for both wins. So he went again this year, and we won again, dude. What a freaking time to be a Utah fan, dude. Where else would you want to be? I'm posting the video chat link in the comments again if you guys want to come on and share your thoughts. Seriously, I want to share this moment with you guys. I was a little emotional when that game was over, weren't you, Brian? It felt damn good.
Oh, dude, I was screaming my lungs out, running around the backyard because, you know, I've mentioned this before. I watch every game in the backyard on the back patio, or in the backyard out on the back patio, because I have to stand up during games. So I just like having that atmosphere. And I was running back and forth when he kicked that field goal. I was getting phone calls. It was beautiful. This is a win that we needed to have. We've been through so much this year as Utah football fans. Now I got my son in here. We've been through so much this year as Utah football fans with the whole Cam Rising. Is he gonna play? Is he not gonna play? You know, I think we've solidified ourselves as a team at this point. I have been one of the guys that was a huge supporter of Bryson Barnes since day one. I've always been a huge supporter of Bryson Barnes. I thought he had the best arm talent on the team. I thought he had good scrambling ability. He displayed both tonight. He threw one bad interception, which, you know, it got a little scary there towards the end. But you know what? You're going to throw interceptions as a quarterback. You have to throw the ball, and he threw the ball. He ran the ball. Sione Vaki and Jaquinnon Jackson were absolute warriors tonight. Huge win for Utah. Down goes USC yet again. Playoffs are done. Probably their season's done. They're going to fold. They're going to fold like a lawn chair. Who do they play? They play Oregon. They play Washington after this. I mean, we do too, but they just took a hell of a loss from a Utah team that they had this game circled for basically a whole year on their calendar.
Dude, wild stat line here. So if I would have told you before the game that these were the 2 stat lines, who would have guessed that that the one that is Bryson Barnes' stat line is Bryson Barnes' stat line? 14 for 23, 235 yards, 3 passing touchdowns, and 1 pick. Also, Bryson Barnes had 10 rushes for 57 yards and a rushing touchdown. So overall, nearly 300 yards for Bryson Barnes, 4 touchdowns, 1 turnover, and Caleb Williams had nearly 300 yards, 0 touchdowns through the air, and 1 touchdown on the ground. Brian, I think the real question we're all thinking is, does this mean Bryson Barnes is the new Heisman frontrunner?
No, Sione Vaki is the new Heisman front runner.
Sione Vaki,
I mean, look at
bro.
this dude. I mean, he's playing strong safety. Oh, there we go. There's the U. He's playing strong safety. He's playing running back. He's playing a little bit of wide receiver. I mean, how many wide receiving yards did he have today? 140
bro,
something.
Listen here. I'm going to give his stat line just while we're talking about him. Sione Vaki, 9 carries for 68 yards, a 7.6 yards per carry, 5 receptions for 149 yards and 2 touchdowns. Sione Vaki, to me, there was some great performances today. Don't get me wrong, like some real exceptional performances. Bryson Barnes is one of them. We'll talk about Jaquindon Jackson in a second, who went off tonight. But no one did what Sione Vaki did. I mean, overall, he touched the ball 14 times for 200-plus yards and 2 touchdowns. I mean, geez, dude. Him on that wheel route has to be one of the nastiest mismatches there is. Like the first, remember against Cal, they didn't hook up on it. It was wide open against Cal. They didn't hook up on it. But this time around, boom, it was there. I think we hit it twice for, I don't know if the second one was a touchdown, but the first one was a touchdown. I mean, geez, dude. Sione Vaki, I have to eat some crow. I thought that might have been we talked about it in the pregame show. I thought that might have been a flash in the pan and he wouldn't follow up with it. Now I'm almost at a point where it's like, yes, Sione Vaki's a great safety, like up there in college football. But what he does on offense is incredible. Like he's probably better on offense than he is on defense. And he's awesome on defense. I mean, geez, dude. Any other thoughts on Sione?
Yeah, I think what you said is accurate. I think he is better on offense than he is on defense, and he's an incredible defender. But let's think about this. Nate Ritchie has done a phenomenal job filling in for Cole Bishop when he was out for targeting. Why can't we run Nate Ritchie and Cole Bishop back there in the defensive secondary? Give Vaki limited defensive snaps and let him eat on offense. We need offense. And
it sounds crazy, but I'm with you, Brian. Don't put him in on defense as much, but keep him for offense, dude.
His offensive production you can't calculate what he does for this offense because this offense was absolutely stagnant. It was terrible. And what he's doing the last 2 games for this offense, they've gone north of 30 both games. Actually, they've gone exactly 34 both games, right?
Was it 30? Yeah, 34,
32.
Yeah, 34-32 tonight. Dude, what a game. And if you're just tuning in, guys, Utah clinches the game-winning kick with one of the nastiest clutch runs you've ever seen by Bryson Barnes. Bro, I think we're all sitting there watching the game like, bro, please get Bryson, get them close, bro. Get them close. And Bryson just tucks it and goes for like 25 yards for a gimme kick to win the game. Cole Becker under intense pressure with USC, which has slowly become a pretty good home field recently. Like when they weren't a great team, they were not a great home field. Right now with the DJ going and the fans getting into it and the Caleb Williams bandwagoners, they get loud, dude. They get intense. And Cole Becker, he went up there, just kicked it right between the goalposts. We win the game, dude. Smash that like button, guys, if you're just joining in. Comment down below. How are you feeling right now? Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We put out a ton of Utah youth football content. It's a ton of fun. I'm also going to drop this in the chat one more time. That's the link to join us on the video chat. We want you guys in here. We want to hear your opinions. Jump on the video. So awesome, man. What else are you feeling from this game there, Brian? What else stood out to you?
Well, what else stood out to me was how many holding calls did USC have offensively? Zero all game. It was absolutely horrendous. We couldn't buy a holding call. They were holding the hell out of Jonah Ellis the entire game.
Yeah,
they were bear hugging him.
Double team holding him too.
Yeah, they were bear hugging him coming around the edge, and they threw exactly 0 flags. So we
And
had to
shout
fight
out to
back.
Jonah Ellis, even with all the no call holdings, the guy was back there all the damn time. Let's transition to defense. Yeah. Now that we're talking about Jonah, I mean, let me get the numbers on defense. Boom. I have the numbers
Hang
on
on,
offense
TJ,
pulled
you
up.
said I'm shocked. I thought he was saying I'm shocked our boys pulled it off, but no,
No,
I wasn't
dude.
shocked.
Hey, don't let some of these guys slide. Straight up. Bryson Barnes had a good game before the interception happened, and when the interception happened, his overall performance was still a very good game. And I had been giving him a lot of praise, and people were jumping on my comments like, "Oh, look at it now, dude. Delete this post." And it's like, no, dude, he's still playing really well. He had a bad play. Like, if you guys have never played football or ignorant about how football works, like, you have bad plays. It happens. It's not.
Yeah.
You don't play a perfect game the whole game.
Oh, and even on when they called the Bryson Barnes run on 4th down in the first half, we didn't get it. I didn't hate that play. How often has that play worked all year? Pretty much every time except that one single time. So I mean, why are we screaming at Ludwig? Why are we screaming at Barnes over that? Come on, guy. I mean, it's just a single play. There's a lot of plays in a game, and look what happens.
Dude, I'm with you 100%. Now let's talk defensive players of the game. You know, the offense was moving the ball more than we had seen it move the ball. And I'd say we moved the ball better this game than we did against Cal. You know what I mean? Like, this was a bigger, more important game with a lot more star power on the other side of the ball, and we were moving the ball. The thing is, Cal, we ran the ball super well, but we did not throw the ball well against Cal. I mean, at least we didn't get the opportunity, right? You called it out last week. There wasn't a lot of opportunities for Bryson Barnes to throw because we got up quick. This game, our passing game looked awesome. Our run game looked awesome. We looked like a complete offense. Another thing, this week, I'm sure you guys felt the same way. How uneducated some of these media talking heads really are. Like, they're acting like our offense right now sucks. Yes, our offense has sucked at times during the season, but go look at what we didn't have, guys. Jaquindon Jackson, in games where he gets more than 5 carries, we go off. It is like he is a secret piece of this offense. I think they focus on him a ton. And then you add this crazy out of nowhere performances that Vaki's been putting up. Like, this offense is one of the best offenses in the Pac-12 right now. I mean, geez, Lou, dude.
In the nation.
Oh, okay. Let's get a couple more weeks before we go in the nation. But I mean, Pac-12 is some of the best offenses in the nation. So I guess I'm saying.
You're talking about ours. I thought you were talking about USC. My bad. Yeah.
All right. Hey, let's talk about defense, dude. As much as our offense went off, defense had a great performance. Don't forget the defense actually, outside of like that pick 6, was part of the score. So our defense only let one of the highest scoring offenses in the country. They only gave up 23 points. I mean, that's pretty damn impressive, right? 24, whatever it comes out to.
24, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, something like that, dude. Who was your defensive player of the game and why, Brian? Tell me what you thought.
Ooh, that's a tough one because you want
me to go first? Give you a second to think about it.
Yeah, go ahead and go first because I have to think about this one a bit because
I get it. Sometimes I spring these on you guys and I'm like, yeah, I know it takes a second. You don't want to say something stupid.
I could probably say right off the bat that I don't know if it would be a single player. The
Who
defensive
stood out
line
to you the most? I think there's 2 guys in my head that clearly stood out to me the most. Who are your 2 guys? Why don't we each share?
I'm not thinking of a single guy. I'm thinking like the defensive line. They rushed 4 the whole game. We didn't have to blitz. They rushed 4 the whole game, and they
pretty good contain. They did
a great job. So the defensive line, in my opinion, did wonderful. After the first quarter, they were really giving up a lot of rushing yards.
Brian, do you agree that remember you and I talked about it, they needed to contain this game. It's hard to contain Caleb Williams. He got outside a few times, but I thought our edge rushers did a pretty good job of forcing him inside. And Caleb Williams is a playmaker. He gets outside sometimes, but I thought the contain was good. Do you agree?
I thought it was great. Yeah, Van Fillinger played one of his best games as a Ute tonight. So if I have to say anyone, I'll say Van Fillinger. How about that?
Yep, I'm with you. Van Fillinger is one of my two, and I'm going to give you my other one. And I think he might go a little under the radar in this game, but it's going to be Zamaya Vaughn. Zamaya Vaughn really,
good call.
He was a guy so much hype going into this season and just hadn't lived up to it to this point. And there were a good chunk of open field, tough tackles that Zamaya Vaughn was able to pull off to stop USC's drives. Also, that tackle for a loss. Do you remember that one where he just sniffs it out and just flies back there and throws the guy down? And I think it was like a 3rd and 5. It was like an important play or like a 2nd and 5. So
yeah, it was one of those quick outs, right?
Yep. Or I think it was a screen. I'd be lying if I told you.
Yeah, one of those wide receiver screens. Yeah.
Look at this. Someone just posted this on Twitter. Caleb Williams looking all sad.
His body language is always trash, but it's so much better whenever he plays Utah.
Bro, and he didn't even have that good of a game. Like, they were in this game, but it wasn't like, I mean, for sure some of it was because of him. I just mean, like, he wasn't the reason they were in the game, right? Like, he was doing all right, but I thought Lloyd had a really good game, and then Zachariah Branch with that huge return in the pick 6. I mean, Caleb Williams wasn't really the driving force of why USC was in this game. So,
you know how many passing touchdowns Caleb Williams had this game?
0.
We're playing these guys next week, by the way, too. So, I mean, at home.
0.
Yeah.
Dude, oh my gosh. Yeah, Oregon, right? Dude, oh my gosh. This has me pretty hyped for Oregon. You know, we have, in my opinion, I really believe that we have the best home field advantage in all of college football. I know there's a lot of SEC fans that do not agree, but I don't think they've been to a Utah game. I don't think they've felt it. Like, it's like, that's the thing is, and you know what else? There was a lot made over the offseason about why, with conference realignment, why so much of it was going to the SEC in the Northeast, right, in the Big Ten. And they said that West Coast fans don't care as much about college football. I'm sure you heard that a lot. I heard that statement made quite a bit.
Oh, yeah.
And there's a case to be made, but I tell you what, shout out to USC fans tonight. You go watch Twitter for Utah, and you go, if you could get a live recording of Albert Gamboa's house, I'm sure it was freaking insane in there, right? and then you go watch the USC fans. Me
and Gamboa are boys. I wish I could have been there for this one.
Bro, I saw him on my way out of the game the other night when I was there again when we played Cal. I saw him on my way out, and he was like, "Oh, it's you." And I was like, "Hey, what's up?"
Oh yeah, I bet it was wild. I bet it was wild at the man cave tonight.
Dude, but I'm saying, I feel like tonight's game, you looked at those USC fans in the crowd, and shout out to them, how much they cared. You agree? It was like they really wanted it. And when it got bad, you could tell they were feeling it. So I feel like USC has developed a hardcore fan base again because of this run they've been on recently. So good for them. Once they're going 6-6 in the Big Ten, we'll see if they still keep the hardcore fan base. But, you know, who knows? We can't predict the future. Anyone else you want to shout out?
Done.
Go for it.
I think Riley's done at USC, to be honest. I mean,
I think Alex Grinch is done.
I think Riley's done. I think he's gonna. I mean, reports were he was wanting to go to the NFL before this game, earlier this week. And those reports have apparently it's been a thing well before like the Notre Dame game even. Riley has not proven himself as a college coach. He can have fantastic offenses. He can recruit with the best of them, but a great offense doesn't mean you're going to be a great college coach. I mean, you have to put it all together. Defense wins championships, plain and simple. Look at Georgia, look at Alabama, the whole SEC really. Defense wins championships.
Oh, dude. And it's like Alex Grinch, how weird is that you keep bringing a terrible defensive coordinator with you? It's really odd. I mean, have you ever seen anything like that? It's like your side of the ball is great, and you keep I mean, I've seen it for a couple years, but what is it, 7, 8 years where he just keeps bringing Alex Grinch with him? It's really weird.
Yeah, what are they giving up right now? Like 30 points a game, and they gave up 34 again tonight. I mean, how do you can't just consistently win with good offense. You're going to have offensive struggles when you play a good defense. And you know what? And actually they did tonight, and they should have not had as many points as they did. And we actually should have had more points than what we did, looking at that first half. The game shouldn't have been this close.
I agree. Honest. Yeah, I'm sure you guys all felt similarly in the chat that it was like the game was not over. It was. We know we're dealing with an explosive offense, but it was like the game was ours to lose, and we almost lost it. There were moments there where I was like, dude, no way we're about to lose this game. When that huge return happened, I was a little stressed out. And Josh Severe drops in the chat, 4-time winning. Let's go. Yeah, 4-0 in the most recent game against USC. And this one was when all the media talked about all week was how much our offense sucked. And this USC team made our offense look, honestly, if any Pac-12 fan base thinks our offenses suck and think this was a USC thing and not an improvement in our offense, they didn't watch the film, and I'm excited to show them just how damn good our offense is. I mean, Sione, bro, I posted on Twitter one time. I was like, is he even human? Do you know the play I'm talking about? It almost looks like an off-tackle run, and he's like going to go off tackle, and then he's like, oh, no, There's too many guys there, and he just books it to the outside and outruns. Like, it looked like a bad play at first. You're like, whoa, what are you doing? And then you're like, oh, wait, he's a freak of nature. I knew he was fast. This game, I was like, whoa, dude. This guy is a burner.
How about his little cutback where he basically stopped on his touchdown? I mean, he pretty much was at full speed, stopped, turned to the left, went in towards the pylon for a touchdown. I mean, that is a 5-star move right there.
Dude, what a beast, bro. It's almost like you want to just take every player on the team and just kind of switch them positions. Just see what happens, because it's working ridiculously every time. Like, Jaquin Jackson and Sione Vaki are two of, in my opinion, the two best players on this offense right now. Clearly.
Yeah, so Mason Della Piana just said that catch with the cutback was Christian McCaffrey style. I mean, it's true. I mean, that was a 5-star cutback on that, and it was unbelievable.
Oh my gosh, dude. My hopes about this season, I'll even say, even if we lost tonight, my hopes for what this season could be, it would still be really high. Like, it was almost like, like the win helps a ton, but what we saw on offense just kind of changes the outlook for us. And are you excited to see where we go in the polls tomorrow? I'm really excited because that was an away game at USC. I mean, what do they think of our team after this game?
Yeah, right. I mean, Utah doesn't win big away games, ranked away games, but we did tonight, and we did it against USC. I don't think we jumped too much in the polls. I mean, they were 18, so that doesn't help because they had lost last week. Had they not lost last week, we would have been a top 10 team. We're going to move probably a little bit depending on what happened today in the college football scene ahead of us, because we were 14. Not off the top of my head could I say what happened ahead of us. So
let's go through it. I got the top 10 pulled up. Georgia, I don't think Georgia played today, and if they did, they probably won because I didn't hear anything about it. Michigan, they were up like 28-0 in the third quarter. Ohio State, I saw they beat Penn State. Florida State, I know they had.
So Penn State, what was? Hey, hang on to that one. Penn State was what? They were they 7?
Yeah, you're right. Penn State's one of the teams.
They have
top 10. I think they're 7.
Penn State has 0 offense. They didn't have the same offense they had last year.
Yeah, Drew Aller looked rough. We were talking about it in the group chat. He looked rough, bro. Bryson Barnes would be leading Penn State to a win over Ohio State, dude.
Oh, absolutely. I think so. Yeah. I mean, he was rough today. He couldn't make a throw. So that might be one where they, because USC, I mean, I know they were 18, but just that program. I mean, at USC, I think they've won 11 straight at home, if I remember right. That's a huge win. So who cares what happens with the rankings? It'll all come down to next week.
Oh, North Carolina lost. I knew that game was close at the end.
Oh, they did
lost
end up losing?
31-27. Yeah, so they lost. So that's a spot right there. Honestly, Brian, I'd say I'm pretty confident we're top 10 after today. I think we looked really good. I'd be more surprised. There's a chance we're not top 10, but I'd say more surprised if we aren't than if we are. And don't forget, guys, we have one loss on our season in a super, super, super stacked conference. Every single thing that we have been hoping for all season is still ahead of us. There's nothing we cannot do right now. I want to make that really clear.
And let's also think about this. Every single thing that could have gone wrong this season with players getting hurt has gone wrong. And what are we, 6-1?
Yep, 6-1, dude. And just so you guys remember, this time last year we were 5-2. This time 2021 we were 4-3, coming off an awful, heartbreaking loss against Oregon State.
Hang on, I gotta say this one comment here in the chat. It says, Puro pinche Oregon, LOL, Mercedes, Texas. I know 100% who that is. That's my brother-in-law.
Oh, really? Is he an Oregon fan? Or I don't know. Puro pinche.
Yeah, he's an Oregon fan, yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, welcome in, dude. Welcome in. Thanks for bringing your family in, dude. And make sure, guys, smash that like button. So much excitement around the program. So much excitement around this win. Comment down below how you guys are feeling. Anyone we're not giving shout outs to as we speak. There's so much going through my mind right now that I'm going to miss some people. So drop it in the chat so we don't miss anyone. And subscribe to the channel, guys. We put out so much freaking Utah Utes football content that if that's what you're into, this is the spot to be. And I am unabashedly saying this. I really believe there is nowhere that puts out Utah Utes football content like this. There's some good ones out there, but not like this. Not like me and the crew. Maybe me by myself, there's some competitors, but with the crew, damn near untouchable.
I'm glad you just highlighted that one, because yeah, that's the one I was looking at. This is only Riley's second home loss ever. Does that include Oklahoma? I mean, I don't know that stat. That would be pretty wild.
Maybe he's talking about USC. Think about it. Losses last year were only. He's definitely not talking about USC about just USC, because last year was only us at Rice Eccles and the conference championship. So this is he must. Yeah, he's talking about. Damn. So that's pretty impressive, huh? That's pretty cool. That's a good one.
Dude. You know what I love? Like I saw so much today, so many comments of Utah fans saying, I know we're going to lose this game because Utah doesn't play well on the road.
Dude, screw those guys, dude. What weak loser mentalities, dude. Oh, I hate that.
It is loser mentality. I agree.
I hate that crap. Keep going. Sorry to cut you off, Brian. I was just chiming in with you, dude. I was just agreeing.
No, I agree. I mean, we went into USC, to the Coliseum, and beat a Lincoln Riley-led team with Caleb Williams and all of the superstars that we always see, and pretty much sent them packing. Their college football playoff national championship hopes are done, and I love it.
Bro, you know what's so funny is USC fans, once the loss happens, they crawl back into their hole, dude. I don't think
they're going to be in their shell for a while.
I don't think I've seen one comment from a USC fan. I'm sure they're crying right now, dude.
No, we've got no trollers tonight, which is pretty indicative of the USC fan base. But
I'll give USC something though. UCLA is worse than USC, because what UCLA does is they'll talk no crap leading up to the game, but if they beat you, they fly in, dude. I remember when we lost to DTR in them last year. That was a tough one. They came flying in, dude, after that game. But it's weird. It's like little, what are the monkeys called in the Wizard of Oz? The flying monkeys? Yeah, it's like little flying monkeys, dude. You've never seen the Wizard of Oz?
Yeah, but I don't remember what the monkeys are called.
Okay. I was like, what? Yeah, but so much fun tonight, guys. So much fun. Let me pull it up. Oh, one guy we wanted to talk about, but we haven't yet is Jaquindon Jackson. Seriously, he's going to be the unsung hero of this game. I'm sure he'll get some shout outs, some mentions, but he will be the unsung hero of this game. This guy really did a great job. He really stepped up and made it happen. Let me tell you guys his stat line. Jaquindon Jackson, 26 carries for 117 yards, 4.5 yards a carry. And I'm telling you guys, I know Vaki's amazing. Like, he really, like, I'm all in on Vaki. I'm in on the hype train. And I think legitimately there's a lot of people mentioning it, that he is like probably being mentioned in Heisman circles now. And I know that sounds weird, but he's such a good safety and he's putting up ridiculous numbers on offense. I really don't think that idea is crazy. I really don't. I don't think that's crazy. I don't think it's like he's a realistic Heisman yet, but he's like being mentioned realistically in those circles. But I want to make sure Jaquindon Jackson gets his due, because as good as Vaki is, bro, you can tell when Jaquindon Jackson's in the backfield, they come running, bro. They want to eat him alive. Like they sell out to stop Jaquindon Jackson. I can't tell you how many times just tonight, I would say at least 3 to 5 of those carries were Jaquindon Jackson getting the handoff in the backfield, making a guy miss, and then making something happen. I mean, it is wild how much this guy means to this team. And for sure, he gets stopped at the line a good amount. It was something I noticed for sure tonight. But it's like, look at what happens when he gets stopped at the line. It's like they're selling out 7-8 guys to stop him, and he breaks one and then gets back to the line. I mean, why don't you talk a little about Jaquindon Jackson's performance tonight, Brian? How'd you feel? Pac-12 Pilgrim says, JJ is a dude. I wish we could have you here with us, Pac-12 Pilgrim. If you throw some headphones in, I think we could bring you on, dude. I think it was you didn't have headphones. Go for it, Brian.
He's partying at the Hilton down there. Where's he at?
Cocoa Beach.
Cocoa Beach, yeah, that's right. Man, JJ is such a good running back. He really is. I mean, just watching everything he does, he showed some patience tonight, which was great. But he's kind of always showed that. He has really good pass protection. He's got such a powerful move when he commits, and he, like I said, it's like he seeks out defenders to go smack them. I mean, he's 6'2", 230. I mean, he's a great big running back, but he runs with grace and power. So, I mean, that's the thing about JJ. He has grace. He's got the side steps that he does. He's got the patience, but when he commits, he's got pure power, and he is going to be huge down the stretch for Utah.
And just so you guys know, we had almost 500 yards of total offense, 235 passing yards, 247 rushing yards. I think that comes out to like 280, something like that. What'd you say?
I said, oh, man, I love that.
Yeah, dude.
We haven't been able to talk about that for a while.
Dude, it was so nice. And it was weird because this was a pretty close game, right? I mean, all of our wins have been close this year. We haven't had any real dominant wins because the offense has been so lackluster, but it felt good to just see us move the ball.
Cal was a dominant win last week.
But yeah, no, you're right, for sure. I'm just saying outside of Cal. You're right. I didn't mention Cal, but that's what I'm talking about is basically the whole season, right? This is our first time really seeing some offense outside of last week. But even last week, we saw a lot of running, not a lot of throwing. So it was just good to see that we could actually throw the ball and move the ball regularly. It just, until you see it, you're wondering if we can do it. So it was good to see, man. Dude, I had so much fun tonight watching that game. I was on fire the whole time. Oh, man. I don't know what else to talk about. What else do you want to talk about, Brian?
Oregon next week?
Dude, yeah, let's touch on that. And I got to tell you guys, I was getting my hair cut today, and I was talking to the lady that cuts my hair.
It looks good.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Anytime.
And she's a huge BYU fan, so we just kind of developed a little relationship where we just talk about football all the time. And I was telling her, I was like, I really think we could beat USC tonight. And I was telling her, like, I really think. I think our offense can do enough to get a win, and our defense will win us the game. And the weird thing is that's not really what happened tonight. Like our defense and I wouldn't say our defense was like better than our offense. I don't know how you feel. I feel like they both did a really good job. It wasn't like our defense just put the game on their back like usual. It was like both sides did a good job, and I just feel great going into Oregon. It's a home game. We play so freaking well at home. TJ Utes says, I will be at the Oregon game. Dude, I am so jealous. It is my wife's birthday. I'm going to have to figure out a way to watch that game, dude. I don't know how. That's a tough one when it's your wife's birthday. It's a tough go. But super excited about the Oregon game. And anyways, back to the haircut. I was telling her that I didn't think there was a real way that we could realistically beat Oregon without Cam Rising. I really felt that way. But tonight changed my mind, dude. I feel like we are going to beat Oregon. And if you asked me, obviously you don't know yet because there's so many games to be played. But if you ask me how I'm feeling about our chances to win another Pac-12 championship, I'm going to whisper it because I got to keep it a secret. But I'm feeling pretty damn good, dude. I'm feeling pretty damn good about it. Brian, how are you feeling about Oregon, and how are you feeling about the team moving forward?
Yeah. Before I go into Oregon real quick
on Dakota, though, I just want to say that my wife's not a football person, so that's not an option, dude.
Real quick before I get into Oregon, Nick Morton in the chat did say, don't forget about Vele. Yeah, Vele had a fantastic game. I'll let y'all read what's thrown up on the screen there, but Vele played great tonight. I mean, and I think he always does. He's a possession receiver, so if we can basically give the quarterback time to get him the ball, he's gonna make plays. He's not gonna outrun anyone. He's a sharp route runner with good hands, and he's a great big guy. He's 6'5". So we need to continue using him. I mean, he's a great possession receiver. He's not going to break away. And I didn't like the one that they, the Y route or the fly route they threw down the field to him, and it was like 10 yards overthrown.
Oh, dude, I hated that play. It was
we need to go to Money Parks on that deal. But
I feel like that's what they've been doing. I just want to touch on that real quick since you mentioned it, Brian. That's what they've been doing with Vele all year. Is like just force it to him when he's draped in coverage. It's like that's not how this works, guys. It's like he's just gonna get defeated mentally. I love the chemistry he started to develop with Barnes. Keep going. Sorry to cut you off, but I love that we were seeing there. Go for it.
Vele is a great possession receiver. I mean, I love what we're doing with him the last couple games. Those 15 to 20 yard out routes. I mean, that's what he can eat those up. I mean, he's pretty much open, and if he's not open, he's such a I don't even know. He can moss some people. I mean, because he's 6'5". I mean, I don't know the words to say, but just throw the ball up to Vele is all I'm saying. I mean, he's done great for how many years now? And now that we've established a quarterback that can throw the ball, I'm pretty excited about that moving forward as far as moving the chains along. But I just wanted to bring that because, I mean, we didn't talk about Vele much this whole show so far. And that is something that did need to be pointed out because he played a great game. Now, moving into Oregon, I'm really excited about Oregon. They're coming to Rice-Eccles. They are not near the offense that USC is. I mean, I know they have a really good offense, and they're probably ranked higher this year, but man, I think we do really well. We match up well against an Oregon offense. The way that the style that they play offense, I mean, I think we can really do good things against them. The big thing that Utah has a problem with is like a mobile quarterback, right? And Bo Nix is not that kind of guy. He's going to throw the ball out, in the short flat to Bucky Irving. We got to worry about Franklin. I mean, that dude's really good, right? But other than that, I think we're in pretty good shape against an Oregon offense, and we kind of showed it last year. I know Bo Nix had a banged up ankle, but that was at Oregon, coming into Rice Eccles, with the full steam ahead that this Utah team has.
Yeah.
I feel pretty good about the game. I'm less worried about the Oregon game than I was the USC game.
Yeah, weird, huh? It was like you felt like we could win the USC game, but you were like, damn, what is this offense going to look like? That, like, last week against Cal was our first real decent offensive showing. It was a good offensive showing, but it was like the first one. And so you were wondering how we follow that up. Do we regress a little? And we come out here just looking like a great offense. I mean, damn. And you know what I'd like to say when we talk about Bo Nix and the Oregon offense coming to Rice Eccles? Let's talk about this defense as a whole real quick, Brian. Why don't we touch on just real quick, just give me a number. If you were going to say where you'd rank this offense or this defense nationally right now, I know you're not digging into the numbers and all that, but if you were just going to go for it, where would you put them? Really, like, don't be a homer. If you take a step back, where would you put them in the country?
3.
Dude, that's the number I was thinking of too. It's like there's probably a couple SEC defenses, and I don't know, probably Georgia, right? Maybe Georgia, but it's like
Penn State, maybe. Penn State's got good defense, but
who'd you say?
Penn State.
Penn State, exactly, right? It's like super high-powered defenses with a lot of 4- and 5-star talent. Maybe you could argue they're better than us, right? But it's like, this defense, guys, I think sometimes we forget what we have. I mean, there's very few offenses in the country that are coming in. I mean, you go down the line, guys, go look at the best offenses in the country. Who's scoring more than 30 points on this defense? Because I think for a lot of people, when it comes to offense, they thought USC was it, like at least up there in the mix with anybody. And we were talking about the AP. I mean, North Carolina just lost to Virginia, only put up 27 points. Virginia hasn't even been a good team this year. I like to think that they're going to put up a ton of points against us. Oregon, I think they got a really good team. I don't think they're putting up more than 30 on us. Washington, same sort of deal. Honestly, I feel really good right now. I don't see a team on here where I'd be nervous about our defense going against their offense. Do you? I mean,
No.
I don't see one.
No, not at all. I mean, there's gonna be teams that put up points, and Oregon also has a good defense, so we have to worry about that.
Yeah.
But from what I saw today, I mean, we can do some things against that Oregon defense, and I think we can limit the offense more than what.
Oh, we got an Oregon troll in the chat. It started early. Did you see that? Here they go, dude. Oregon week is upon us. It is live now, guys. Smash that like button if you want to see a big win for Utah against Oregon. Yeah, let's and then comment in the chat, guys. How are you guys feeling about the Oregon game? I want to hear what you guys think. Sooner you, Bonnie.
I missed the Oregon troll.
This guy right here, Gordon. I think he was saying when I was saying that they don't score more than 30, he was saying try 45. I think that's what that was.
Oh, try 45. No, Oregon's not scoring 45 against this defense. Their offense is not as good as the USC offense. I mean,
Oregon would struggle to score 45 in 2 games on this defense. Maybe that's too cocky. Maybe that's too much. But
no, I don't think it is. I mean, Oregon hasn't faced a defense like this Utah defense. They're going to, we're going to defend the run. They like to run the ball, so we're going to defend the run. They don't have the type of weapons like we saw in the passing game, except and it's Franklin, right? The wide receiver for Oregon.
Franklin, yeah. TJ Franklin, Ty Franklin, something like that. Number 11, right?
Yeah,
I know I've seen him. Yeah,
I mean he's their main weapon in the passing game. Put Vaughn on him, and I think we'll be just fine. I mean, they're going to score points. They're a good offense. They really are a dang good offense. But I think we can hold them, and we're going to be at Rice Eccles, which is great. And offensively, we're doing so many things now that we haven't done throughout the entire year, especially with Sione Vaki being in the mix, and he's a great wide receiver and a great running back, and we're just kind of mixing the play calling up a bit. I don't like what we did at the end of the game where we were just running the ball,
Vanilla.
2 times up the middle and then pass. I hate that. I think we need to continue mixing it up and putting the defense into unpredictable situations.
I think that's something that Oregon does really well. They keep you guessing every play. Like if we were playing our play calling on offense the way Oregon does, that's a good recipe, right? You could tell they have a really good offensive play caller because it feels like it's a game of just mismatches and figuring out ways to take advantage of the opponent and just spreading that ball around.
Yep.
All right, guys. Well, we've been going here for about an hour. Probably time to shut it down. Brian, anything else that you want to talk about before we get out of here, man?
Just what a great win. We needed this win so bad to stay alive in the hunt. Coming off that Oregon State loss, we could not take 2 Pac-12 losses to stay in the hunt for the Pac-12 championship. Such a great win, and it's so much better to beat USC. I don't know why. Well, I do know why. I mean, they're cocky AF, but it's so much better to beat them, especially at home, especially with Lincoln Riley, Caleb Williams. They've never once beat Utah in their career, and they never will because they're moving on. So,
dude, yeah, it definitely, there's something about it. I agree. I feel like last year I felt like it was because they had so much hype, and this year I feel like they didn't even have that much hype. This year they were just counting us out. I think Josh Pate said it best. I posted his video on Twitter, and it was, Utah is not a get-right game. Utah is never a get-right game. If you go into this game thinking you're going to slide to the finish line and that Utah is just going to kind of let you do your thing and keep it close but never really be in the game, you don't know who Utah is. It's so funny, dude. We are a very counted-out team. It's like, once we're 5-1 right now because our offense doesn't look great every game.
6-1.
6-1, dude. Even better. Good point, Brian. We're 6-1 right now, dude. And people are, but going into this game, we were 5-1, and people were acting like, I mean, it was 4 out of the 5 guys on game day picked USC to beat us. What's up with that, dude? It's like year in and year out. Joel Klass says the best: death, taxes, and Utah football, dude.
Yep.
That's what we do out here. If you guys aren't aware, Utah is like outside of some of the big states for football recruiting. Utah per capita is probably up there with almost anybody for like the talent we put out. What was it?
Have you seen the per capita in the NFL per state?
That's what I was thinking. Yeah, it's like 2.5, right? Something like that.
It was like 1 point something, but we were one of the higher. We were on the higher end of per capita NFL athletes per state. Yeah.
Yeah, because we don't have a crazy amount of people living in Utah, but we love football, dude.
It was per state, which what I saw.
Oh, really? Okay.
And it was basically like 1.25, and I mean, I'm not going to try to.
Hey, real quick, Brian, they just posted in the chat. Is next week at Rice-Eccles Stadium game day Utah versus Oregon?
Man, I think so. How can
Let's
it not
look
be?
at the schedule. Let's look at the
How
schedule.
can it not be?
Let's look, dude. College football next week.
And
What are the other games?
I was supposed to be flying up to that game. My brother lives up in Salt Lake, and he was leaving town, so we canceled the trip before the season. So,
okay, Georgia, Florida. I mean, debatable.
No, I think it's it. I mean, it makes sense, except game day was at Washington last week with Oregon there. But I mean, who cares? It's a different venue, right?
I'm looking at it right now, dude. The only one is Georgia, Florida. The only realistic one. There's also Tennessee, Kentucky, but I don't think there's any way that would be game day. I mean, it's either us or Georgia, Florida, and we're gonna have 2 top 10 teams. I mean, I'd be shocked. I mean, we're 11 or higher in my mind for sure. Like, we just won against one of the most high-powered offenses in the country. Like, don't forget, their loss was at Notre Dame. Like,
at their house.
Yeah, it's like that's one of the toughest venues in college football is at Notre Dame.
So no, I'm saying we won at their house.
No, I'm with you. It's like, so that's
Yeah.
USC's only loss is at Notre Dame, and then we go to USC and beat them at USC. Yep. So it's like, to think that this isn't the game. I mean, who would rather watch Georgia, Florida outside of Georgia and Florida fans and maybe SEC fans than Utah versus Oregon? This is the game. I'm going to have to hit up Spencer McLaughlin, dude. You guys know Spencer McLaughlin? He does Locked On Ducks. And he does, yeah, Locked On Pac-12. He's been on the show a few times. He's a cool dude. He just goes, bro. He if you don't stop him, you'll never talk. He's a cool guy, though. Hopefully we can get him on, dude. Hopefully we can get him on. All right, guys, like the video, comment whether you're watching now or you're watching after the fact. Voice your opinions. We love building this community and making this thing an awesome group to be a part of. Also, subscribe to the channel, guys. We put out so much freaking he said Pac-12 Smalls brings it big. Yeah, he's like yeah. He calls himself Smalls or Squints or something. I don't know. Anyways, something like that. But and make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. We put out so much content. And if you could, you guys have been watching this long, share the video with someone right now. Retweet it, send it to a friend, whatever, right? Post it on a Facebook group you like. It does go a long way, guys. Seriously. Brian, thank you so much for coming on tonight. I would have been by myself if it wasn't for you, dude. You're awesome. You have a good night and go Utes, bro.
Go Utes, baby.